So I cleaned up what the full moon high tide brought in. You don't see any plastic anywhere. I cleaned it up and I filled it up here in this bag. And I have to say I'm inspired by one of the sky astrologists who's also a writer and co-published the book How an Englishman Cleaned Up France. I'm sure that's not exactly the title, but I will make a link. And look how much I filled this bag up. Just doing my part, because the first part was done by the water bringing it in and leaving it. And then we, as custodians of the earth, need to do our custodian duty, right? And it looks so much better. So I'm going to take some pictures because I don't have that much battery left. But yeah, you can see there's a lot of stuff here. So I had to get a bigger bag, you guys. The cloth bag is mine. That's the trash. What do I spy with my eye? This way. I'm looking down, see? What do I spy with my eye? Something for me. And I was thinking my mommy as well. Look at that. Wow. Maybe I'll do this once a week. Very satisfying. And the birds joined me saying, do this, do that. Look. I cleaned it all up. And somebody puts rocks on things so it doesn't go back in, which is great. So we can put this in the trash. Go on with your bad self. Oh, there's a lot, but it's on my way home. Right? This is our home. Gotta clean it up so the fishies don't get tangled up in our mess. Be a custodian. Look, the bin is almost empty. This is one big bottle. Look how many I have. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm sure there's more in there, but we are the solution and we are definitely part of the problem, right? Maybe because we just not used to taking charge of our lives. And look, there's trash right near the bin. This is our fault. So when we talk about government did this, government did that, what are we doing? That's what I asked myself, and I asked myself today, and I did this. I did a thing. Take care of yourselves. Lots of love from me. Thanks for the inspiration, Cha-Cha, and the Englishman who decided to clean up France. You guys, I think it's addictive. That I cannot pass a piece of trash. It's just a tiny bit. Oh, it's just perfect. And the garlic, oh, so good. Just so simple and yummy, right? And Frank Priaziano, have to tell you, when I got to meet him, not to meet him personally, but when I on Instagram, when my mother was alive here, 2018-ish or 2017-ish, and I was cooking a lot for her every day, and sometimes I'd come back and find her on the floor or something, kind of uncomfortable, stressful. She was fine, but she might have forgot she couldn't get up by herself or something, or I thought she was asleep. Anyhow, and before he had almost 1 million hey, soul brother, before he had like almost 1 million followers, he took the time to write me back, really the words I needed to hear at the time. And his marinara method, so you have this idea Italian sauce needs a long time, and it does. You just long time to really get all those juices going. But he has a trick with a flat edge wooden spatula, and that's how I scrubbed up the thing. And you do that with tomato sauce. Whatever is at the bottom that's heating up because you've got the flame high, just keep scratching it to get the juices and from the bottom of the pan to be part of the sauce. And it just works every time. And his name's Real Frank. But yeah, he has a YouTube channel. He tells you how to do it. And he's in New York. He's got like 3 restaurants. I wish I could go there. So if you're in New York, go there and tell him Claudette sent you, the woman in Egypt, if he remembers. But actually, he's in Italy. I don't know where he is. He's all over the world. Okay, I'm chatting too much. It's a good time to really see how this feels. And that's why I want to go stargaze into the direction of where the moon is, knowing that Pluto is in that position as well, knowing it's a 0 degree. I'm mindful of a particular star as well that the people in the community know. I'm going to put it in as a remembrance now in the group. And I wish you and yours so much love, peace, and understanding. Whatever might be. I had quite a rough morning, but then I ended up, it's an incredible story, so really quick. I ended up, and I didn't know that the moon was right on my ascendant. So I ended up falling asleep on the sea, on the beach. And then I woke up and I just could not leave because the water was just so methodical. I was like, just really soft waves because the tide is not high anymore. It's like, ooh, lullaby. And then I got up and I saw all this trash like around me. And I thought, a couple times I thought, I need to pick it up, but I didn't have a bag. But this time I had a bag and I started picking up just trash and like bottles and plastic and thinking about the fish and everything, and realizing that when it was high tide, the full moon, that all the trash came out of the water. And then because it's low tide, it wasn't being carried back in. Right? Hi, Lucy. And so I thought, well, this was my drop. So we are the custodians of the earth. So the waters brought it in, and now it's my job to pick it up and take it away so it doesn't get carried back in again. And also I'm inspired by one of our sky astrologists who co-wrote a book called How the Frenchmen Cleaned Up. Tell me what it is, Lucy. The sorting house, how Frenchman cleaned up France, and he's still going around picking up litter. And I felt really empowered by that. And I was picking up litter. And then a neighbor that I've just seen with a dog, like I don't know her really well, but it's our beach near where we live. And she started too. And I was like, is she doing it too? And I was like, I'm sure she's doing it, because she was really far off and she had a dog. And I wasn't sure, but I was like, okay. So I had to pick up a lot of trash. It was like huge. It was heavy. Let me tell you, where is it? But I got a present from doing that, because I spotted for the second time an incredible shell. And the last shell I got was the day after my mother passed. My mother passed on a solar eclipse, on a lunar eclipse actually, July 27th. 2018. And I was like, I remember the middle of the day. I was like, I'm going to go down to the sea for the eclipse. But, my mom and stuff. And I got to find it. So anyway, find it. Ooh. Oh, here, because it's still in my little bag. And I still got some trash in here. So I have, my phone ran out of battery, but I have my proper phone. Thank you, Sasha. I have my proper phone. And I took some pictures that I'm going to upload later on YouTube. And I looked, I was like, what's that? What's that? And look what I got. It was just there waiting for me. And I found, my mother always loved these when I was growing up. And I never found one while my mother was alive here. And the day she passed away on the beach as a lunar eclipse, I found one. I have another one. And this was sitting there today when I couldn't believe it. I know. It's perfect. Look at it. I couldn't believe, I have it on film. And look. Isn't it incredible? I know. Is that incredible? Incredible. So even better. So then, I found that. I was like, I had like loads of trash. I took pictures the whole time. Then I got to the end. We have this one dumpster, and I dumped it all in. Then I was walking up my road, with the palm trees, and a cart, and it was the woman. And I was like, oh, she said, do you want to ride? And I was like, oh yeah. And I was like, did you pick up trash? And she's like, yeah, thank you for doing that. And it was like, oh, she said, yes, I was such a good thing you did. And I started to pick up trash too. And I was like, oh, we're like so happy. And her dog name was Onyx. And we were talking about that. And then actually after the beach, then, it's addictive, right? I even forgot to take these out. So when I was walking up the way a little bit, there was some more trash, which I still have. I forgot about it. That and these cigarette things. But it's addictive. And it's like just a little bit. And it took me, it's just a 10-minute walk and I had a huge, big fat bag of thing. I'm going to put it in the group because it's, it's a proper camera photographs. Hey, Valerie Florence. Yeah. So that was my present from the universe for cleaning up the beach today. And I was like, this is my sole purpose, to create ripples, of course, because the measuring moon was on my ascendant. Well, in Sagittarius, taking action is so incredible. So yeah, I was really happy that happened. And inspired by Cha-Cha. I call it Cha-Cha. It's the sorting house. Okay? Yes. Follow the sorting house.